Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Moke and Friends. Today is a very special episode. I have Brandon Rex with me. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. It's this has I've been trying to get this to happen, and I think we've just been having different schedules, but now we are here. And so before we get started, you were telling me that you were developing a gambling problem.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, not. I mean, you do anything outside of moderation is probably a problem, right?
Right.
So yes.
How you get into that though?
Um, it's kind of like okay. So I went out to the Bay with my homeboy like 2 months ago. That's where he's from for his cousin's wedding, and his family. A couple of the members, two of his cousins specifically, they're really into sports. They're all weird because where they're from, they're still heavily Bronco fans. So it was on a Thursday, on some random shit. It was a Thursday, and the Broncos are playing, and it's like a ritual. Like they just support. Like my homeboy has like the Super Bowl, whichever one, 50 something, when Manning's last one he won,
Yeah.
tatted on him. He has like
Manning won with the Broncos?
Yeah, his last year. Peyton got that one. Yeah. So he's got like a sleeve dedicated to the Broncos.
Yeah.
That's how much they fuck with him. So we're out there, and he just showed me this app, and they don't pay me enough, so I'm not going to sponsor them. But I pay them a lot because I lose. But it's just like it's statistics. It's kind of like parlay, kind of like people think when I talk like DraftKings like this. I don't do none of that shit. I don't know nothing about that. I played fantasy football for the first time this year, and literally after like week 4 or 5, I was playing so ass that I just stopped looking at it because I don't keep up with it enough. Like I like my teams, but I just don't dedicate my life to like sports like that. But so pretty much what it is like say for instance, Aaron Rodgers. They'll put up a stat from him and it'll be like 280 passing yards. And you just bet if he's you just click over or under.
Wait,
that's simple. It? That's it. But you have to at least, and you can do it for football, basketball, whatever. And you can even mix it. I can do like Aaron Rodgers over 300 yards. Kevin Durant under 25 points. Chris Paul under 10 assists. And you can do up to 5 people, and you put like a bet down, $10. The more people that you bet on up to that 5, it's either like for 2 people, it's 3 times your amount, then 6 times your amount, then 10 times your amount, then 20 times your amount. So what I always do is I always bet $10, and I always bet 5 people, so that'd be $200 if I win. But you have to get every single one right.
Oh, so you can't get 2 right?
Nah, you can if you only bet 2, but then it's only 3 times your money. So if you bet 2 at $10, you only get $30. It's just smooth because you only put 10 down, but you get 20 times if you get all 5. So that's why I'm like, go big or go home. So I just be doing the 20 for the 10.
Wait, so could you bet Aaron Rodgers like 100 over, or did they give you certain stats?
No, they give you the stats. That's what I'm saying. Whoever owns this company, they do their diligence. They know, because when you look at it, you're like, they even show you just like you can like compare. They'll show you like their last 3 games.
Yeah.
And say for instance, like I said, like Kevin Durant, something even worse. This nigga, fuck this. I hate him. James Harden, fuck him. I hope he's watching this. James Harden fucked me up. So I did one the other day for $20. So times 20, it was 400. I did like they do something like for Giannis. Say like Giannis, they'll do points, rebounds, and assists, like total, and they put them at like 41. I went over on that. Trae Young had like 42. I went over on that. Regardless, I forget exactly what it all was, but I went over on everybody for like points, rebounds, assists, like Luka. Over on everybody. The only one I didn't do the points, rebounds, assists for, my 5th one, was James Harden. James Harden, they had him down for turnovers. And I can say, you look at the past 3 games, this boy had 8 turnovers the previous game.
Yeah.
5 before that, and 3 before that. So they had him at 5.5 turnovers for this game, and I'm like, under, because 8, 6, 3, he gonna calm the fuck down. Stop turning the ball over.
He turned the fuck up.
He turned the fuck up. Turned that ball over like 7 times, and I lost $400. He was the only one I didn't hit.
Wait.
I hit on everybody else.
You put 400 on there?
No, I put 20, but it's times 20, so it'd be 400.
See,
and I hit everybody. I got everybody right except for him, and he's the one who bum ass lost me 400.
I'm not a gambling person. Like, I don't gamble whatsoever. If I go to Vegas, I play the penny slot machines just to get the drinks. But hearing you talk about this, low key makes me want to gamble.
Bro, I'm telling you because the thing about it is I do 20 every now and then when I'm feeling frisky, but for the most part I just do the 10s. Because my logic, which ain't that good, is it's times 20 if you win. So if I win at $10, I get 200.
Yeah.
So technically I can do it 20 times before I spend 200. So I'm thinking within 20 times, all I gotta do is hit once and I made my money. Now you can look at your results. I'm not up. Let's just say that I'm not up. But I've hit big. Hit big.
Addiction pending, nigga.
I even told my girl, bro, I'm like, once I'm in the hole $1,000, take my phone away. Because it's an app, so I'm just chilling, bro. I just be chilling out here. Like, and what the problem is, I was just talking to my roommate. We're watching the game eventually tonight. We got some money on it or whatever. We'll angry bet. So, like, say for instance, like the Bucks played because the NBA. The thing about we were doing it for football, which football is once a week, so you can like make some bets and then chill until next Sunday. Basketball is every fucking day, bro. Yeah. And then they do like all night games. So we'll make a bet on like the 6:30 game, and like one person will fuck us up. We'll get so close and we'll be like, we were so close. Fuck him. Jump on it real quick. Oh, they playing in fucking Oakland tonight. So this is a 9:00 game. So we got like 10 minutes to just like click. Don't put no effort into it. And it's just like, that was so stupid.
Angry bet sounds reckless. I don't know if I would want to
do that. So reckless. It is, bro, because it's like you get so caught up on the fact that you almost won one. Like you think about it when it's like they're talking about the points somebody might have, what you should do, or even like how many interceptions they might throw or how many touchdowns they might throw. What you got to do is look at who they playing. Right. How's that team's defense? Who's going to be guarding Kevin Durant? You got to there's a little science to it.
Right.
When you angry bet on the fly, you just want to get another slip in there so you don't look at any of that. And, of course, you lose, and then you pissed off. And it's funny, but what I was telling you before we got on, like what I'm enjoying lately is I'm not drinking. Right. I stopped drinking temporarily, indefinitely, for whatever time frame that I allow myself. Because mainly that I want to I'm on a new schedule at work, and I'm just trying to formulate better habits on how I spend my time. Right. And then I drink, bro, and it's fun, but so is getting shit done. So it's just something I took a break from, and I was saying at least a month. So I'm on 2 weeks right now. So it's not major, but I'm doing well. And again, with my logic, is I usually go out and I spend. If I go out, I'll go out after work or grab a bottle or like a bottle of wine or something, and I'll sit with that at home when I'm eating. I might get a glass of wine, might make myself a cocktail, have some beer, go out to the bar, take a beer and a shot real quick. Beer and a shot, that's going to run me at least, $15 with a good tip, which depending on where I'm at, maybe $20. Right. So to me, not doing that and then just putting 10 on a game.
Right, yeah.
That could bring me some money back, which drinking ain't bringing me no money back. If that's where my bank account ain't suffered, is kind of what I'm saying.
Does what's the payment like? Do you got to put credit card? Is it like
PayPal? You can put your debit card on there, but in order to get your payout, they send it through. It's like an electronic check, which I don't know nothing about that. And I think it's kind of weird. I just didn't really want to fuck with that because when I did I actually hit big on Thanksgiving. And I try to figure out how to, because I don't have PayPal no more because PayPal kind of fucked me over. I didn't actually know that they were the same company as Venmo for the longest. I have Venmo. But I really got into it. PayPal's customer service is trash as hell. Just FYI. Fuck them.
like I said, I don't gamble, but after this, I want you to shoot me that app. I want to look at it. I want
Hey,
to
hey,
look
hey,
at
hey,
it.
you want to know what's funny too? What's funny is if which they didn't have this when I signed up, and I hate it because I'd go crazy. But I got like a little. If I recommend, invite a friend, you get $5.
Yeah,
If I invite you through my code, they give me $10, and then your first because to sign up, you need to like deposit something in your account. $5,
yeah,
$10, $100. They match you. So I got my homeboy to sign up yesterday. He's like, he put 40 in it, and they gave him fucking 80. And I was
yeah,
like, oh shit,
yeah. Send me
that's
that.
free money. That's free money.
I want to look at that. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Because nigga, I'm not a betting person, but
Yeah,
yo, if I could do this 10 times 20 shit you talk about, nigga,
it's
please,
it's
bro.
fun, bro. And it's like I said, I'm not drinking, so like I'm just at the crib a lot more, and just working on music, doing what I'm doing and stuff. So now like put the games on, and it's like if my like I'm from Milwaukee, so Bucks,
Yeah,
Packers, and that's kind of what I stick to. But I do like players. I like players. And this is like a players app because you get to like now I'm gonna watch Brooklyn because I'm gonna watch KD and hopefully that man don't score 40 or hopefully he does score 40. I'm gonna watch Dallas. I want to watch Luca and I need him to drop some shit. It's more I stick to watching the games more for certain reasons other than just to enjoy the game. But I still enjoy the game. I love competition. So now it's like a new competition with
yeah.
myself. I don't know. It's just fun to me. It's fun to me, bro. And the gambling part is obviously should not become an addiction, but at the moment
Right.
it's light. It's light. So I'm having a good
I-
time.
I'm I'm low key super excited. Now, I know that we're just kind of shooting the shit, and I know I mean, I didn't even know you were doing this. This is interesting. I could talk about this for all day.
Yeah,
But
we'll get more into it later.
what I wanted to do, I do want to talk about your music, but the last time that well, not the last time I spoke with you, but previous ago I spoke with you, and I remember you sent me some of your videos, and I was just telling you how impressed I was with the visuals that you had going on. Now I have the river video.
Okay.
I want to play that.
Yeah, for sure.
And what is it? It's not that long, right? It's like 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
So I'm gonna play it, and then I want you to just when it's done, just the treatment because it's very interesting. Like I like the way you're going, and I like your whole emotionalist look that you had going on, and I dig the shower cap on the cat. Like every time I see that, I'm just like, yo, I wonder, did y'all buy that? Like, did y'all go out and buy that, or did y'all make that?
You can buy those. Actually, the funny part about that video is before you put it on, like give a um, little context to the wardrobe. I bought all that on Amazon.
Really?
Everything I'm wearing. Shout out to Bezos, and I also returned all of it. Shout out to Bezos.
Nigga,
I spent like I spent like $600 some dollars
damn.
on. Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, the jewels, obviously, all that shit's fake. I just bought everything I saw in each because I went to this Airbnb and I'm like, okay, or I saw it online. I'm like, so what I wanted was me in a bubble bath with the cat. That was like the king like chorus part. I saw that originally. I'm like, okay, I want to get a throne. So I started hitting up these like places that sell like thrones and shit, like quinceañeras and shit. Like I was gonna like a throne rental, like all them warehouse full of like different vintage looking Victorian style couches and thrones and shit. That's the only image I saw. I was like, I want to be decked out in jewels, a crown, like a king, because Henry is like we call him Naked King Henry. He's like the king. He's my king. He's like fucking dope ass dude. So
That's your real cat?
that's my real cat. Yeah, Henry.
Okay.
I mean, that boy, he's literally running around here somewhere. Yeah, he'll probably jump up here and get in front of the camera eventually.
Yeah.
But that's my cat. So, and it's funny because I had it, and I was talking to my homeboy, and he was like, "You need to do something with this cat. Like, why not? This is weird as fuck. Do a video with that." So I thought of that idea just with me standing there, and then the other scene I thought of was the tub scene. So I Googled Airbnb clawfoot tubs. and found this Airbnb. And this Airbnb had like 8 rooms, and all the rooms looked different. So I started just planning these outfits around the rooms. And I bought all this shit on Amazon, and I returned all of it right after we were done. And they took all of it back and gave me a full refund on everything. You can't see it, but in the tub I had like an oversized rubber ducky. We couldn't get the wide because the cat did not like the water. So we only got one shot with that take. And but there's an oversized rubber ducky, bro. I swear to God, I'm at the Domain returning all this shit at like the Amazon bookstore, and there's water falling out of the ducky. And like this like 16-year-old kid was just like, all right, taking all this shit from me, stamping it. Bookstore? Yeah, they have a bookstore on the Domain, and that's where they take
shit
like
back.
if you do, their returns. You can. That's one of the drop-off points.
Wow. Yeah. When I saw you in the tub, first thing came to my mind: how is he holding this cat, and this cat is not attacking him because of the water? like that is the first thing I thought of, is how are you not? And then when you let the cat go and the cat walked off, it was a good shot. But I was like, yo, that cat looked like he was ready to get the fuck up out of there.
100%, bro. You can't. It's not. I don't think you can't tell, but there's no pressure like gauge meter on a visual, because I was squeezing the fuck out of him. I was squeezing the fuck out of him. But I mean, I have to wash him. Like, those cats are such high maintenance. People think, oh, he had no fur, so he's low key. No, he get dirty. His head, back of his neck, look like a dirty ass little kid running around and shit. like he has like dirt neck, bro, and his ears get dirty. You have to wipe him down weekly and take care of his ears. You have to give him baths. He gets like oily. His skin gets oily. So like bathing him is literally like, me and my lady, she'll hold him in there, and I'll like wipe him down with like a washcloth and shit, bro, like a full bath of a baby. So, and he hates the water. He fucking hates it. So it's a bitch.
All right, so let me pull this up.
I bet.
And this is River. Is it River? Not River.
River, yeah.
Rivers. Okay.
River, yeah. Oh yeah, shout out Dan for the video.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it.
All right, cool. So this is all Airbnb.
This is an Airbnb over on the east side, yeah, like East 12.
I ain't got nobody else left but you. And I don't see myself with nobody.
Yo, whoever shot this is a fucking. Whew.
Why you so different?
Yeah, bro, Dan to the L.
Just only to find out what the hell yo ass been missing. Miss I kick in like you pimpin'. I swear you different. You seem to think about.
He's in the background like
your vision.
Oh, getting the cat's attention?
Yes, it was like 8 of us. Had all my homies helping out. If you look at the credits at the beginning.
I can't get back on track with loving you. I can't get back. Oh, I swear I blink. Oh yes I do. Switch attitude. I'm back with you. I try to breathe. Let out exhale.
Yeah, like this is really like some fly shit, man. Man, like this is crazy.
I swear the rivers
and that's all one place.
Yeah,
that's creative as fuck.
Yeah, it's a dope ass place, bro. It's like a museum. It's like a place I definitely wouldn't want to Airbnb sleep at, so it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I didn't even utilize like 3 of the rooms, and I was torn because they were dope. But they had like an attic that had like 4 beds, and each like these little cubbies that had windows that looked out onto the street. And if you look at the unit outside, it literally is like a ranch style home. You wouldn't even think inside it looked like this.
I laugh it off
it's like the kitchen. It was dope, bro.
I came to talk my heart in oceans. On my waves
Look, I'm gripping the fuck out of him.
it ain't worth it. All these days run thin, I ain't perfect. Take it from me, just try that shit off. Don't worry. I swear the rivers gon' flow through. I swear the rivers gon' flow through you. I swear them rivers gon' flow through you. I ain't got nobody else left but you. And I don't see myself with no one but you.
Now, where did the concept, because to me that it's almost, to me it's like fucking art. Like that was,
I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Pretty artsy. Like, where did the concept come from for the song, and then where did the concept come from the video?
The song, I don't know, man. I don't know really what the song. The song was like the way I write is kind of, I just feel shit out, you know. Yeah. This album EP, it's 4 tracks. I kind of take the best of what I like, and then I look at it as a whole and say like what's the most cohesive to be in a project as a whole, and then kind of like what I decided on, like why almost, okay, so say for instance, like when I listen to an instrumental, like when I'm working with a producer, when I'm finding a producer, the guy who made this, he's a kid actually. I think this kid's like 17, 18 years old, the kid who made this. I don't even know where he's from. I don't know much about him. I found him online, started chopping it up with him. This instrumental was the cheapest thing I've ever gotten. He gave me like I didn't get it exclusively. I still am looking into that if I'm going to do it. I kind of just want to see, I've done other shit in the past that didn't pan out. And long story short, financially, I think my best bet is just to lease until I see some traction. And his lease is for 10 fucking years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, he sent me the contract. I'm like, bruh, leases are like 6 to 18 months. Like, I was like, 10 years? Because we were going back and forth for a minute via email, because I was like headed to the studio and I'm like, I need these track outs. Yeah. Like, you haven't sent me the files yet, bro. Like, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm at school when I get home. And I'm like, oh, fuck you, that's school. That's crazy. And I'm just like thinking, I ain't been in school for a year. That's wild. But he ended up getting them to me. And I was like, how long? Because I don't even, honestly, he might not even send me a contract, to be honest with you, bro. We just got a lot of shit politicking over the email. But I was like, how long is this? I think he asked me like 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? I'll be dead in 10 years, bro.
That's insane.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And I mean, he didn't have a lot of numbers on it. I just listened to it and it caught my attention. But that's what I do. So like it just came, and what I usually would do is just kind of the chorus came first. And it wasn't the river gonna flow through. It was the I ain't got nobody else but you. So I did that and just kept doing that, and I came up with that, and then I started writing, and it was just, ultimately I was going through a lot of shit, and when I was writing this tape with my girl, good and bad, but just like I was really like, I don't go out as much. I don't party as much. So I ain't really making a lot of party anthems. I didn't write as much, but like during quarantine, a lot of shit was happening and whatnot. So this whole tape is a lot about like relationships, and not even just with your lady, but just with like people, right? Just like the relationships in general. So just wrote a lot, and this song made the cut. Cause I think I have like maybe like eight songs, 8 or 9 tracks, and I got 4. I have 4 that kind of are cohesive. So it's like, and they're all, it's like Text, River, Cheater, Tadpole, and I those were the ones that really like fit this mold as far as cohesiveness going with each other. Right. Other ones were kind of too hype or too something that are still to me pretty dope, but I might just like I got to do something with them. I waste too much music, so I'm gonna figure out like how to like do releases with those as like filler content or something like that. But as far as this tape goes, River was the first release, which is kind of like a an obsession, about a woman. Like, I don't got nobody else left but you, like some sad boy shit. I can't see myself with no one but you. And then the next track will be Text. And Text is about, not to get too much off of River, but Text is about like lack of communication.
Yeah.
Like, I tell her I love her, I tell her I love her, I tell her I love her. Somehow she hears that shit something different. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I text her. Like, she texts me. I don't want to text. I want to call. She don't want to talk on the phone. So we fight more because we're texting. Like, that's some real shit. Like, my girl fucking, she hates fucking get on the phone because she thinks we're gonna get sidetracked. So she likes to text because to her, she can compile her thoughts. And to me, when I'm texting, there's no emotion to it, or you're putting emotion that ain't right to it. So now, and I'm trying to text a lot to get all my emotions out, but like, I don't want to text that much. So I try to shorten it and paraphrase, and that should be fucking shit up. So like, the miscommunication of like a relationship is what text is about. And then the next one is called Cheater, but it's like cheat, CHEAT, parentheses her. So you cheat her because you're a cheater. And it's more about infidelity and like realizing that you don't, or thinking you don't fuck with something, straying away, losing something, and then realizing that you fucked up. And then the fourth song it's called Tadpole. And that kind of wraps up the tape. And that's what I'm saying. It's not all about like personal, like intimate relationships. That's more about like finding yourself out of your relationship, within your relationship, with your friends, with your family, just knowing your self-worth and what you're about, and not letting anybody really turn you into something you're not. Yeah. And the whole project is called Love B, like love, comma B, like the end, like the sign off of a letter.
Right.
And those are like the 4 songs that like write this letter type of thing. But River, knowing that, because once I put that all together, I'm like, okay, I got these 4 songs. It's kind of like the order I want them to go in, because there's like start to finish of a relationship. You know, you're obsessed with something, you can't communicate with it, you lose it, and you find yourself. Yeah, was kind of the process. River being about the obsession of a girl, I didn't want to do like Chris Brown, where I'm just like dancing around a girl walking down the fucking street and shit. I'm like, so I don't want to portray it like that. And I appreciate you use the word art. I'm not saying a lot of videos and a lot of like art, my genre is not art fulfilled. It's just, I think a lot of artists take the short road when it comes to visuals. And I like doing visuals almost more than I like making music. Right. Because I get to like visually express myself instead of just like, because I don't even always like my voice. Yeah. Or I want to do more than I can like with my range or with my rapping ability or my cadence. Like sometimes I feel like I love trying new things, but there's always like more going on in my head than I can actually produce. Right. But with the visuals, as long as I link up with the right team, or I talk to somebody like, hey, can you edit like this? Can you do this? It's always collaborative, you know? And I'm able to kind of get my vision out there. So I was like, I think it'd be cool. I'm talking about the obsession of a woman. Why don't I, thinking back on what my homeboy said about using my cat, and I love my cat. I'm like, why don't I use the cat? Like, I'm obsessed about this cat. Like everything I'm saying, I'm singing to this cat. Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen, do you know Coda the Friend?
Yeah,
have you heard of him?
Yeah, Will.
So if you've seen his visuals, he I don't want to say I jacked his style, but he influenced it because like I saw one of his videos where it's him. I forget what song it's called, but it's him by himself, and he's wearing an outfit, and he kind of does lyric videos. So he's wearing an outfit, and then he has like his 3 homeboys in the back, and they're all 3 wearing the exact same thing, holding umbrellas. Right. And nobody's fucking moving. And he's just rapping his whole song. And then he has the lyrics on the bottom. Right. So it's super simple. So he doesn't change like sceneries, but I thought it was dope that he's not fucking moving nothing but his mouth. Like, I mean, cold stare, just moving his mouth. And then his homies are super eccentric because they're like, they got these umbrellas. Like, it's not even raining. Why the fuck are you holding umbrellas? And they're like in suits or something. Like, it's just weird. It's like dark. And it's weird. It don't make no fucking sense. But the fact that he's only in one scenery and the song is good, it's just another variable that you're like, why is he doing that? It makes you pay attention. So that's kind of why I was like, you know what? And I saw it again. I got into Baby Keem recently. Not recently. I've been in Baby Keem for a minute, but his Hooligans. After I had my idea, I was like, damn it. Because his Hooligans, have you seen that video? Is fucking fire. But it's kind of the same thing. He's just sitting around. He's in different locations, and he has these bad bitches rapping his song. So he'll be sitting on the floor up against the bed, and this girl is laying on the bed rapping the song. And he's just chilling, just staring. Yeah. So I didn't voluntarily do what he did because I saw his shit after I already was in the motion of doing mine. But with that Coda and that Keem, that was kind of like the fusion of kind of where mine went because I changed locations. Right. I kept the cat and my stare my shit was the stoic, not moving. The environment moved and the cat moved around as the prop, as obviously the main attraction. So it's kind of where all that stemmed from and influenced.
Let me ask you this. So you said you're making an EP called Love B, you say?
Yeah.
Now, I feel like I'm probably just like an old nigga, but why isn't nobody making albums anymore? Why are y'all just making EPs?
I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else. To be so fucking honest with you, these 4 songs, not all 4 of them, but 2 of the 4 have been done for probably almost a year before quarantine.
Okay.
Now, this is off subject from your question, but I didn't do anything really during quarantine because to me, like I was about to like 2020, I was like that. I was that guy. Hashtag 2020 vision. It's my year. It's my year. I got this. Like I went to Vegas for my first show January 7th. I had a show booked out with my homegirl in New York later in like November with Tone Royal and Philip Wolf. We were planning a Texas tour, and I was literally booking the venues. We're gonna do San Antonio. We're gonna do Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and then I was about to go back home to Milwaukee, and that was gonna be that was supposed to be up until a South by. Right. The Texas tour, and then end South by in Austin. And then I was going to go back home in like July, sometime in the summer, and do some shit in Milwaukee. So like my 2020 was supposed to be like this tape, go out, push it, perform it, get all around the country. And then that obviously went to shit. And I was throwing those events I was throwing, hosting events, curating shows, couldn't throw no shows. So I actually went through a long depression stage. And I didn't write nothing. I didn't do a lot. Like I just sat at home with my girl and my dog, and like I was just kind of it. And I mean, I got to mentally recharge from my job because I'm in the service industry. So all I do is talk to people and deal with other people's shit. So I got to like not do that and get paid. That shit was fire. I was like telling everybody I'm a professional Call of Duty player. I get paid every 2 weeks to play Call of Duty. But like as far as like creatively goes, that whole shit was stumped. Like I didn't do shit. And then when I was like, things were opening back up, I was like, are you going to release? Are you going to release? There was like, the election was going on. Like the BLM movement was strong. Like there was such a divide in the country. I'm not really like through my music, I don't like practice activism or anything like that. So I'm not like touching base on this. So at one point I actually felt selfish to like, hang on, what's my shit about to die? I felt like pushing my agenda when there were like some bigger social issues going on.
Right.
It just didn't make sense. It didn't feel good. I didn't want to be like, hey, look at me. Just like during quarantine, I didn't want to like sell because motherfuckers were out of jobs. I didn't want to. It was weird for me, and it was personal. That was all personal because I got a lot of homies who were like, nah, bro, like you putting your shit out there is gonna help people cope, to help people get their mind off of some of this shit.
Yeah. True.
And I'm like, hey, that's real. But it was just still like it's already hard for me to push to market myself. Mm-hmm. To be like, hey, look at me. Like I love creating it. But when it comes to like being in people's ears about it, I'm like, hey. I struggle with that aspect of it and that side of it. That's why I wish I just had more management or marketing.
Why do you think that is, that you struggle with it?
I guess insecurities. Is it good enough? What do people think? Like that is like, it's for me. It's 100% for me. Like I'm right. I told you, like I'm right. This tape could essentially be me telling you the ins and outs of my relationship with my girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I'm mad, I go right. When I'm upset, I go right. When I'm just feeling like, this weight, I go right. It's my therapy. So when I produce something, that was me getting it all off my chest. Now, when I distribute it, it's because I think it's good. And I would love to, like, one, be there for somebody else who might go through something like that and just hear it. But at the same time, I want to do music. I want to make money. I want to monetize this. But at the same time, now I forget. I'm like, oh, but what you're showing is like, that's you. So now you have to like face your demons and like let people know. And that was kind of where I went with this project. And that's why I didn't do so much of like the party shit. Cause I'm like, I just want to be more real. I want to be more straightforward with who I am and see if people fuck with that. So it's just getting over old habits, bad habits of like not like, making 18 songs and then not putting them out. Same shit all artists go through. But yeah.
Well, what do you think that you have changed as an artist? Because I see a different Rex than I saw like 10 years ago. Because you were making a lot of party music and stuff, and now it seems like you're making more personal music.
Yeah, a lot of party shit. I mean, because back when we were kicking it, there was the Calm Child days and shit. It was definitely Park and Murray was more of the party shit. Yeah. More trying to fit a bunch of syllables into a bar and like showing like a cadence talent and like a rapping ability and really trying to be a good rapper. Not saying I don't think I'm a good rapper, but I think I'm a better songwriter. So the Parker Murray shit happened, and then I took my time to jump on just me and Damien were doing our thing, and it was still kind of that wave, but we were trying to get a little bit more intricate, a little bit more mature with the music, and then that kind of fizzled out after that project, and I really got into like these events. Like I was doing the Rap for a Stack, I was doing
what happened to that? Oh.
Hey, it's politics, bro. Politics. I ain't gonna dog nobody's name, but
that shit was fire. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we had different. Me and the co-owner. He'll call himself the owner because he made up the name. But if you divvy up workload, definitely co-owner. Yeah. Just didn't see eye to eye with progression of it, and for sure within Austin, because I mean we were moving around the country with it, but for sure, undoubtedly in Austin, like I'm the one who, you know me, nigga, like I got my hands in everybody's phone book, like every bar. I could go throw an event tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Anywhere on 6th Street, anywhere on Rainey, anywhere. Like I've been in this industry as my career, just like bartending, doing shit like that. Long enough where I just met everybody, so I can pull weight, and it got to the point I was just tired of giving out my connections for free for something that was benefiting me, but at the same time wasn't mine.
Right.
And I knew at the drop of a dime, he could collect what I was giving, and then I could just be left because there was no paperwork, there was no contracts, there was no nothing. I was like, damn, I'm doing everything, and if it ain't mine, I ain't gonna put that much effort into it. Just like any job, you work for somebody else, you're like, no. But if you believe in it and it's yours, you're gonna grind harder for it. And I believed in it because it was mine. I was doing it, but it wasn't mine legally. So I just knew that would bite me in the ass eventually. Like we were actually trying to get an investor, and I had an investor because we were gonna go do a tour. So I was gonna get like 10, 15K just because I plotted out like finances of every single city and how much it would cost to actually do a tour. So instead of trying to build and then go on tour, we were just going to have all the money just boom. And now we could just carefree go on tour and recollect. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of where I got to a point. I was like, nah, I'm not giving that plug. I'm not doing that. I'd rather save that for like my own endeavor. So that just kind of fizzled. It kind of fizzled out. And that was what it was, bro. But I don't know, that shit still kind of irked me.
that shit was fire. I remember, man. Niggas
it was
be mad, boy.
Oh, big mad. I still see people, bro. They're like, "Oh, rap for a stack." Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, man." Or if I like meet people, I'm like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, blah blah blah." And if I mention that I did that, it's like it rings bells because I mean that grind was for real, bro. I mean, I would have to talk to about shit, man. I got 16 artists signed up per event, and I'd probably talk to. I mean, well over 100.
Yo, you were low key doing like a small verses before there was verses.
It was something like that, right? No, it was. I was playing like a battle of bands, but with hip hop. But yeah, I mean, that's literally what it was. It was just showcasing your catalog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, that man. Yeah. I forgot all. Man, you should bring that back.
Honestly, I'm in the works of. Something's gonna happen. Something will happen. Something along those lines for sure. Especially now that things are opening back up. I already got like Nick from Vulcan. He's doing big shit with the comedy now. Which is yeah, Vulcan's like a comedy lounge. You got like Joe Rogan and shit over there weekly. Like Joe Rogan has a residency.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which it makes sense, man, because think about it. Like once things started opening back up, because Texas never gave a fuck.
Right.
But there are a lot of people who do give a fuck. So just because business owners and like big money don't care, they want their shit and they reopen, the little people who still, fuel the economy, a lot of them gave a fuck. So a lot of people don't want to do shit even though they can. Yeah. Now what comedy did, what music couldn't do, because I remember, bro, the first time I went to a concert, it was weird. It was fucking weird because it was actually my birthday show I did with Ray. At Swan Dive. And I remember looking out into the crowd before I performed. I'm like, this shit's going to be ass. Because nobody wanted to get close.
Yeah.
And they were all in their little pocket groups, but they didn't want to like bring the groups together. So I'm like, y'all niggas got to get up front because the way my shows go, I'm in the middle of this mosh pit. I'm creating the mosh pit. I'm like, I'm conducting the crowd. And if y'all don't come forward, the energy is going to be weird, and it's going to show in my performance. And it ended up working out. It was still fun and shit, but I noticed that, and it made me think about it. And it's like, okay, that's why comedy is good for the city because it's still an art form, and it's still like everybody loves comedy. It's like everybody loves music,
right?
But the thing about comedy is you can social distance because you don't need to be up as a fan. Right. You can sit at a table.
Yeah.
And you could put 20, 40 tables in that bitch and have people sit down comfortably, social distanced, like they're at a restaurant, and watch some comedy. So why, if you're like Vulcan, you are a venue that hosts events, and you can't fill this bitch with people coming to an EDM show, comedy, yeah, you can fill it. And people feel comfortable.
Vulcan. I know that Antone's, they're doing comedy.
Antone's doing comedy. Vulcan's doing comedy. I went to because Paramount Theater right there. They're doing a bunch of comedy shows. So
I mean, they be having Dave Chappelle.
They be doing So I met Dave actually. That was funny. I met Dave when he had COVID. And I almost told the nigga get away from me, but I couldn't. I was like, if I'm gonna get COVID from somebody, I'll get it from Dave Chappelle. Might as well be Dave Chappelle. He was with Donald Rollin too, a little Ashy Larry. Yeah. It was funny as hell, bro. But yeah, no, they do that. So next door they have I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, on the side road there's Firehouse, the hostel.
Yeah.
They do like open mics all the time, doing comedy. And they were having some people who were doing like shows over at the Paramount, doing like little pop-up private things before their shows or after their shows at the Paramount. So, and I don't know if I just was blind to it and not really paying attention, but I feel like comedy is the new thing in the city.
Yeah.
For the arts. or it's growing, or it's like I said, maybe I'm just getting hip to it, and maybe I just been sleeping.
Shit, maybe I'm getting hit to it too because I haven't really started fucking with comedy till like maybe last year out here. One of my homegirls, she's a comedian. I went to like an all female show, and then I heard
dope.
the shit
Where was it at?
Man,
because I'm just figuring out all these venues are doing this shit. And it's
it was like you know where you know where the Four Seasons is at. And then I guess it's the street that's like straight up there. It's like a nice restaurant, and then it's like a side place or something. I don't know.
Okay, but it's downtown,
like right by Gus. Yeah, it's right by Gus, the Four Seasons, and all that shit. Gotcha. And it was
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm always kind of iffy about like all female comedians, especially if they're not black. But it was cool. My homegirl, she's Asian, so it was good. But then once the other ladies came, they were like kind of like hardcore like feminists, and you know how that goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was cool for what it was.
Yeah, we're about to get canceled on this motherfucker. Is that fucking crazy too, bro? Is that crazy? Everybody like, just talk with your eyes. We ain't. You know how you feel. You know how I feel. But we'll censor that one. Yeah, it's fucking dumb. That's cool, bro. I honestly, man, I knew you were back and forth. I didn't know. I've known for a minute that you're back, right? You're here. So I know it's kind of off subject of the podcast, but you need to holler at me, bro, because we should link in. I definitely want to. If you hear about any comedy, for sure you go, because I want to get more into that. Like just checking out. I got to network more anyway. My hours are really good now, so I'm working. It's kind of the same thing. I'm working for the hotel, but I'm throughout the day. So I have all my evenings, bro. Which is cool, so I can go out to these events. I can network. I don't have to take off. I have the performance. I could just be there. I can perform. I'm still in the industry, so taking off time to go like do touring and shit can still be done. But like all my nights are 100% free, bro. Like after 6 p.m. every single day. So I'm that's why I'm saying I want to reel in the drinking because I was still stuck on that nightlife shit. So I get out of work and all I know is people who just work in bars. So I'm like, nobody I know is off. So let me just go to their bar. And I just chill at their bar, bring my laptop, touch it for about like 20 minutes. And the rest of the time I'm just like taking shots, drinking. All of a sudden I'm drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm staying up till 1 a.m. doing the same dumb shit. So what I want to do is start networking more, hitting up these events. I want to bring the comedy and the music. When I start throwing events again, I want to do that. I tried that once. I had a host as a comedian and he got too drunk and it was weird. It was a bad option to pick him, but no, I want to incorporate some of that shit. So let me know what you be on, bro.
And that's dope. And Anton's like, I thought it was like a one-time only thing, but it seems like it's like a weekly or every couple weeks or something. But I know that they have different comedians, but the musical guest is always Kid Jones. I think he has like a residency.
I did see him post about that. Yeah, I saw him. Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, and I mean,
I definitely want to check that out.
I know that I've been seeing it like consistently. Like
you haven't been
a few times a month. No, he invites me all the time, but man, a lot has changed with me. Like I used to be out all the time. Now, nigga, I barely go out. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be a fucking occasion. Like I went out this weekend because my nigga was getting married and one of my niggas was in town. But I'm just like you. Because as I'm starting to podcast more and starting to do more media shit, I need to be out more. And I get invited to a lot of places. I just don't be going.
Yeah. It's a thought that counts. Feel good with the invite.
Yeah,
100%, bro. 100%.
I'm like, yo, I love the invites, but I do want to start going more places. But yeah, I don't know. This is one nigga. He's an Asian dude. His name starts with a T. I'm trying to get him on my show, but he's from Austin and he's a comedian and he just shot like his own like special, I think at the Paramount.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So there's comedy is on the up and up here.
It is, man, and it really can like coincide with music. And I like that kid's doing that because he's doing the performance. Because it's like everybody who likes this shit likes all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Right, like nobody's gonna go to a comedy show and be like, "Why is there live music?"
Right.
Or nobody's gonna go to a live show and be like, get that funny man off the stage. Yeah, like that don't make no sense.
Yeah, so it's good.
I definitely want to link the two. I've been thinking about that for a long time, bro. I actually wanted to. I remember like Zeely did it back in the day. It was super dope, and I've been meaning to do something like this, and I haven't done it before yet. But showcasing or premiering music videos.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't know if you knew, but like you could rent out the Alamo Draft House for like $100
Huh?
during quarantine, or not during quarantine, but right when this shit started opening back up,
Yeah.
because nobody's going. Like all the movies were going to HBO, so movies weren't being played. So they were rent. I don't know if it was $100, but it was cheap.
Reasonable, yeah.
It was reasonable. Where I was thinking, I want to get like, and if the one on South Lamar has Highball next to it, which is that bar.
Yeah.
It's inside of it, and they have a stage and shit. So I was thinking we should do like a fucking show there, have live performances, get drink specials, and then we move the crowd after like this like little gala happy hour thing into the actual venue and premiere these bigger artists. They're like, like some Black Pumas or some fucking Mobley, or just some of these artists that people really want to see like their production, what they're doing, because they're doing some bigger shit. Have them premiere on the big screen their shit. It's like almost doing like a little music video festival. But speaking of, when you said you're not getting out, did I show you? Remember, because I wanted you to be one of my characters in the
you did
Tadpole video. You watched the video, right?
Yeah, you sent me all that shit.
Which I'm glad you didn't come, because as you saw, all the extras, like, we had to change up the idea on the fly, so it might not even have been what we needed. We ended up having to send 2 home because it was just time crunch and shit. But that video, bro, got obviously it's not released yet, but we did submit it. It got accepted into the Key West Film Festival.
For real?
Yeah, and it made it into the it got nominated for Best Dramatic Short. We never heard back from it. They were like, Saturday is like, we're going to announce the winners. And we didn't hear back. So it's safe to assume we didn't win.
But just the fact
that win. Got nominated.
We were looked at, yeah.
Yeah, it got into the festival, which is super fucking dope. And it was last minute. I just couldn't make it out to Key West, even though that shit would have been fire. Especially with networking, it's been cool to meet people out there and shit. But now they got an email again being like, hey, your video is nominated for Best Dramatic Short. And I was like, that's dope. That's dope. So I'm really excited to release that one, bro, for sure.
Yeah, that one was fire. I remember when I saw that one, that's when I told you, I was like, yo, like your visuals are I remember I hit the group chat with Will and Josh, and I was like, yo, this nigga Rex is making some crazy visuals. And now I went back and kind of looked through your video catalogs, and I remember seeing, I like the one that you were, I guess, rapping in front of the dude on the drums. But I think, to me, the 50 Cent Wing video, to me, was where I feel like, yo, this nigga is liking the art side of music videos, because that video, I don't even think you were in that video.
Short cameo, I was shooting the free throw. Like I went up and got fouled, and then I shot the free throw. That was it. And
then I may have the name wrong, but the one with the oranges with the TV, and it was
Sad Rascal.
The word visuals, you know what I'm saying? And you were rarely in that one, I think.
Bouncing around, but it was the premise of the video was like this TV flickering and up there against this trash can. Yeah.
And when I was looking at those today, I was like, yo, this nigga has found the art side of the video. You know what I mean? Like you're making treatments of a video, and for somebody I personally know, I'm not seeing niggas make videos like that. Like that's just insane, man. It's a gift.
No, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. And that's why I need, one, the shit's not cheap to do a good video.
I can see that.
But there's ways around it, man. Like, people have filmed things on iPhone. It's just like, what's your vision? How good is your vision? Because you can have a trash-ass vision and have a Red's camera, a $10,000 camera, and it's going to look clean. There's going to be some clean garbage.
Yeah.
And you can have something that the vision is so fucking dope and creative, but the product value is just so below par that I just can't stop focusing on the fact that it's grainy and it looks like shit.
Right.
But if you can just get just a decent setup with your camera, and you have a creative idea, you don't need to do something that's super crazy because like I rented out that Airbnb. Like I said, that Airbnb just to, if any youth is watching this and like I can't do it, you can do it with $250. 50-cent wings cost me $250. Ultimately, because my boy you need to know a homie too, because I network heavily. My boy, he filmed that and edited it for free. Like he also did the one where I walked up to the drummer and he did Tadpole. That's my boy Dustin. And he wants to be a director. So whenever I do shit with Dustin, it always comes out like cinematically charged.
Right.
And I'm actually going to show you I gotta show you a short. We shot a short. It took us 2 years and we just finished it. And it's fucking Damien's in it. There's a bear. It's crazy. It's not released yet because he's submitting it to a bunch of platforms trying to get it out. Like he wants to be a full length feature director. Like that's his goal.
Okay.
So he's very particular. He's like, no, you can't show nobody because once it gets out, these places won't accept it. They want to be the person to premiere and type shit. Mm-hmm. But I did that with them. I'm going to show you that. Please remind me because it's like 30 minutes long. There's a whole story. Man. People get shot. People bleed out. People get pistol whipped. There's a mythological bear. Like it's crazy. I'm a little bitch in there. I just get beat up all the time. I'm like, why am I this character? I rap a little, but it's dope. But like, he rents the equipment because he knows people who can rent equipment. So I paid for the rental. I met old boy who was on the skates. We went to like that skate night they do, that adult skate night where you can drink and shit. And he was just dancing and shit. And we went on some creepy shit, kind of like just like to look at people. Yeah. I was like, him. And we go talk to him and he was down with it. So we like started kicking it. We had him meet us at this parking garage. We played the music and he just freestyled. And we're like, we'll take the song and go like come up with a little dance. And he came up with that dance and then we shot the video. Like, it literally cost me what it cost to rent the, like, Dana Dolly and the track to make an aerial shot, like, just all the equipment to rent. And then this one I did with River, that Airbnb was like $1,000 a night, but you could only – no, it was like $600 a night, but you only rent it for a minimum of 2 nights. So it was going to cost me like $12K, and I was like, shit, maybe we'll just party in it. Maybe I'll get everybody just come.
Not $12K, $1,200.
Like $1,200, my fault. 1,200. So I was thinking, I'm just gonna invite a bunch of people and be like, pitch in, and we can just stay 2 nights and like party there. But I'm like, nah, it's too short notice. I want to just do business. I don't want to like start fucking off. So I called them and I'm like, hey, is there any way you would rent it out for 3 hours? And they were like, yeah, why not? It was during quarantine time frame, so they weren't getting a lot of business anyway. And they only charged me, like $300 for the rental. And I paid Dan. Dan has very affordable rates, and he flips his shit within a week. I got my shit in a week. So I shot that whole River video for less than $500, and I paid more for the fucking clothes that I returned.
Right.
It's just having a vision, bro. Like, it don't really got to cost you an arm and a leg if you don't mind cutting some corners and, being creative. As creative as you are with the visual, get creative with the execution, So
nice
ways.
Now, we're gonna get ready to wrap up here, but any last things? And I'm gonna remind you because I've been thinking about that gambling shit. But
oh shit, bro.
When is the album coming or the EP?
Well, right now I'm working. Do you know Eric? AK 91?
Not by name. I had to see him, but I don't think so.
Okay, so he was actually Rap for Stacks done a lot for me as far as like just meeting people. Like I said, I talked to like 100 rappers to get 16 signed up, and I've done like 32 Rap for Stacks. So I've met a lot of people through that, and he was one of them. He was part of it. He kind of got off that. Now he does media,
right?
And he does marketing and. He runs a TV show. He hosts a TV show, and he does some other shit. He's out in Houston now. Yeah. So he's working with me on my marketing campaign. So he's been helping me a lot push River, and then we're going forward. So the plan right now is I'm pushing River. I'm going to chill throughout the holidays. I'm just going to keep doing shit for River. I just filmed an interview with Henry. it's stupid as fuck, but it's just like content. But I'm interviewing and I'm asking them questions. Obviously, the cat don't answer, but we set up the living room like a holiday scene. There's a Christmas tree and there's all this shit. And I'm wearing a bow tie and a cardigan, and he has a translator with him who cannot speak cat, but he acts like he can. And the cat's sitting there. We're trying to interview him, ask these questions. It's funny as hell. So that'll be the next little piece I put out. And I'm gonna let the new year ride, and then I'm gonna start. I'm gonna release the next one. I'll probably release each song like every 2 to 3 weeks with the visual, and then early first quarter we're gonna try to like move around Texas and get some like blog placements and some interviews and just move like that with the tape. So I'd say in the first quarter it should be dropped, and then I'm just going to be like hitting the road and hitting the social media, whatever I had to do, whoever I got to talk to type of thing to get this word out. So that's the move.
That's nice. And I guess tell the people where they can find you.
They can see this on the bottom left, my name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because my mom spelled my name incorrectly. So Brandon Rex. So at Brandon Rex is on every social media platform. Brandon Rex booking. If you give a fuck about booking me, you can do that at Gmail. Yeah, man, I'm all over social media. Mainly IG. I'm not a Twitter head like I should be, but IG is really. I'm trying to get in a TikTok, bro. Do you TikTok? Before we get out of here, can you give me any TikTok pointers?
Nigga, I don't TikTok. Niggas been telling me I need to TikTok, and
bro,
even my kids tell me, and I don't know how to do that shit, but I haven't tried.
Do you know Gary V, the entrepreneur? He's like social media guru.
I heard of him.
White dude, yeah, I follow him. He was talking about TikTok, bro. Follow him, and whatever trend he says next, please jump on it, because this man was talking about TikTok 2 years ago. And TikTok don't have an algorithm still. Like, it's not like no Facebook, IG where like they stunt your growth. Like, if you have a TikTok fan, that TikTok fan sees your shit, and that's it. That they're gonna see it. If they follow you, they're gonna see it. Whereas Instagram, I think like only like 20% of your followers actually see your content unless you're paying for ads and shit.
On Instagram, boy,
crazy, that. Bro. So TikTok.
I'm gonna look into that, man. Rex, man, I appreciate having you. We definitely do got to link up, and I do want to have you on. Maybe after you drop your EP or when your short comes out, whichever comes first. Yeah,
no, for sure. I want to come back around when I got, because right now things are just in motion, but ain't nothing moving as fast yet. So once that ball gets rolling, I definitely want to talk to you more about it and let you know like kind of what's going on in my world, and then see where you're at. And fucking let's link outside of this. Do some comedy and fucking talk gambling, so I can give you a problem, you know?
yeah, nigga. All right, man.
All right, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on, man. Love you, my nigga.
Love you too, bro. Be good.
Yes, sir. See ya.
All right, bro.